Hi, everyone.
Who's this?
Hi, everyone. I'm Sandy Grigsby, and this is Ken Rakowski, and we're here for another wonderful hour of the Ken and Zampy Hour.
Yes, and today is a kind of an adjunct to last week's. Last week, we focused on what men need to have in a secure, growing relationship. Today,
It's all about us ladies. Woo!
but you don't know. You didn't read it, did you? No, that's a no.
You told me not to.
So what I did is I went after and looked into 30 different blog posts by women.
You had a lot of time on your hands.
I didn't. No, I didn't actually, but I decided I really wanted to dive in and see what women were saying, because it was interesting what men wanted. Men didn't really write about it. It was what women discovered what was needed for men to grow in a relationship. Men really didn't publish it.
Makes sense.
Women have no issue talking about what they want and need.
Nope.
Okay.
We are more touchy-feely with our emotions.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. And it was defined in a better way. So today, instead of talking about it in the very verbose way women do, because they have paragraphs. So one topic, a massive paragraph around it, where guys, there's like bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, right? I wanted to talk about this in bullet point fashion. Okay. I'm going to read it.
Okay.
And then you could agree or not agree or go deeper.
Let's do this.
Okay, so today's topic is all around what, and let me see if I have it right here. So happy to see everybody. I'm actually feeling better talking. I'm just telling people that may not know this. So it's called what?
Are you giving your woman what she needs in your relationship?
Got it? So by the way, I might be kind of loopy a little. I woke up this morning with
Vertigo. Very first time Ken was a vertivirgin.
I've never had it in my life.
Now
So
he's not.
I'm like in this state of dizziness. It's just really weird, but I feel a little better talking.
Welcome to the world of being a woman.
What are you talking? You guys get this?
Women
often?
get vertigo a lot. Like
Really?
our whole world spins.
Well, no, that's physically, but mentally it spins.
Yeah.
Really? I've never had this before, but I'm shaking it off, shaking it off. Okay, so today again is what women need to have a safe and secure relationship. And by the way, safe and secure are actually the same. Security means it's safe,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
same thing, but so I'm going to go in, and by the way, I also will publish the list later on if you want this. If you women out there go, got to give this to my man so he pays some attention. This is now speaking to the man of your life. So if he's not doing this, you need to question or you need to dive a little deeper. So the first one is, and it's very, very simple. You ready?
Okay, go.
Or do you want to read it? Or do you
No,
want me to
no,
read it?
I don't like to read things, but you always like me to. So I'm going to let you do it. I need you to do it.
The woman needs to look at her man and look at him with respect.
Oh, 100%.
She needs to be able to
100%.
respect him.
Let's make that 1,000,000,000%.
Because let me tell you where this came from. So Sandy has a little clue for me at times when I talk. She does this.
I do?
What is that?
What
What voice
give me
is
more
that?
money?
What voice is that? It's my pussy voice.
No, I do this.
No, but you started doing this when you didn't do it by your face anymore. You did this.
Like kitten whiskers. Like,
Yeah, like you have a pussy voice. Come on, like Sandy, when are we gonna go? She's oh good, it's a pussy voice.
I could do other signals, like point at something, because then he'd be like, oh.
Or when we're with people and I kind of sound maybe whiny,
Ooh, ooh,
and you
cringe.
go, I have like no respect for you when you talk like
Yeah,
this. None.
None.
So right away, change the voice. Fix it.
Yeah.
Use your manly voice,
You
right?
Guys, this is so easy. You use that deep man voice down here. Some women are slightly afraid of it because maybe their dads yelled at them or they don't know how to handle it. But deep down, they find that sexy as hell. So guys, use your man. I can't even do it. Can't do the man voice.
All right, all right, all right.
Yeah,
There's Alan.
yeah, it's so good.
So just,
Oh, it's so good.
but hold that, because anything you do that degrades respect, and it's just some simple stuff we do. It might even be a way, guys, how many of you stand like this? You know,
What are you
your
doing?
side up. What is just guys stand very, just very effeminate at times.
Yeah.
right?
That's not as important as the
I
man. voice,
get
you
it,
know.
but, or they dress in a way that does not, you lose respect. I can't be seen with you with what you're wearing.
That's so true.
I can't.
Okay,
fix
okay.
this.
I have a story. So when I first met Ken, he used to wear these jeans that look like
Okay.
dad jeans from 1986.
Wait, okay, a little backstory there. I used to be fairly large. I lost 50 pounds, 22 kilos over a course of a period of time. So I went from a 42-inch waist to a 32-inch waist. Okay, so, but I'm always in
And it
a
was
fat,
32-inch bell bottoms.
yeah, so I'm always in this fat mindset, always.
They looked so tacky.
Okay, move forward now.
So anyways, so I had lost respect for him in the way he dressed. So thankfully he allowed me to go into his closet and purge everything. Now he doesn't own those jeans anymore, and I have so much respect for the way he dresses.
Yeah, but you would even say, you can't wear that out. I
No.
get it. But the idea of seeing your man as a respectful being, besides the things I'm saying, it's also ethics,
Yes, 100%.
right? It's how he treats other people. Come on, how many guys do you know that are just douchebags at restaurants? And they treat the wait staff like crap, right?
Yeah.
You lose respect for that individual.
I myself included, and many women that I know will no longer date someone if they're disgusting or rude or even short with a waiter or server or any kind of help in any location.
All right, so right there, you need to see your man with respect all the time.
And that means he's respecting others and he has respect for himself and he's respecting me. Or
Now,
the woman.
these are kind of all over the place, so there's no form other than, yes, this is important. Next one, right?
Can we go back to the man voice part though?
Yes, we can.
Oh, it's so good. So guys, when you speak with your voice all hi and whiny because you're asking for something, it's not cool.
No.
Ladies hate that. It's so unattractive that literally
Okay.
there's a part of our brain that cringes. And this is the best way I can explain it. When you use a high-pitched voice, our vaginas cringe.
Oh.
They actually retract. They go backwards, trying to get away from you.
Zoe's going, yes.
See, Zoe's like, yes. So every time your voice goes up and you're not singing like Stephen Harms in the opera,
Yeah.
our vaginas are going away from
Ah,
you. So if
got
you
it.
want our vaginas to come towards you,
I do.
that works. Totally works.
Jared, go for it. Jared, unmute yourself, buddy.
The reason for that is because it communicates to them that you have a high level of testosterone and therefore you are able to make babies. So on a
Yes.
DNA level, it communicates that your reproductive system is
You know
working.
what? Let's not go too deep into it. Let's just say it
But
works, and
You're
that's
right.
fine.
No, and there's one other thing. When you have that kind of growl to your voice and like that, it's brought on by testosterone 100%. But that's harm me, your man bears come in and you're gonna "Rah!" And to women, that is so sexy because we know you can save us.
All right. Next one.
All right.
To feel loved and appreciated.
Yes.
Is that simple? No.
No.
It's not. So let me give you a couple of simple things to show the appreciation and the love side. This right here at dinner needs to be down like this,
Yes.
or not even around, right? Because when you're there, you're there. Sandy does this whole thing around presence, right? And that means you're present where you're at.
Mhm.
Okay, that doesn't mean you are talking about something that really matters just to you. It's what's important to her. And that makes her feel more connected to you. But if you're starting to talk about, babe, I got to talk to you about crypto right now. I know you got some Bitcoin, but my Bitcoin's going
Zoe looks at
but the whole what? Zoe, you can unmute yourself. If you want to actually make some sounds, you can.
No, I mean, this is great. Like, I'm like, babe, take notes. Like, this is.
Don't worry, this is recorded. He can watch
Yeah,
this.
and I got the whole list, by the way.
Yeah, you can send him all those blogs too.
It's a lot, okay?
And part of being loved, here's a good one.
Yeah.
You have your woman's photo on your phone
I
for the
do.
whole world to see.
I'm proud of it. I
That's
love it.
a big deal. So when I see guys and they have Yes, I
Ah,
love it.
good.
When I see guys and they have pictures of like cars,
What?
like, yeah.
Wait, was that Teddy's phone or your phone?
Oh my God, I thought it was muted. No, that was not there like yesterday. So
Oh, Teddy, good job. You got some brownie points just now. Okay, talk deep right now, Teddy.
I barely skimmed out of that one.
Yeah, you. Okay,
Mine is full
but
of
when we say
notifications.
that's appreciated right now, right there, appreciated. But
But it goes both ways,
Yeah,
everybody.
that's. Aw, thank you, baby. But that's brand new. She was mad at me for a little
Oh
while.
yeah, when I'm mad at Ken, it's a picture of me and I look really hot. So I can look at how hot I am and not him.
Yeah, I know when things aren't good is all based upon what is her profile picture on her phone.
Sometimes it takes him a few days.
What's going- I go, am I still in the
What's wrong?
doghouse?
I'm like, well, you don't remember what you did?
It's, by the way, now that I get it, I get it. But that's appreciated. How about loved? How does a woman process that I am loved?
It's different for women depending on what their love language is. So
Mm-hmm.
for some women, it's to be seen. Some women, it's to be heard.
But that's interesting because I actually have that as a mandatory thing no matter what.
Yes, but some women need to be seen more than others. Some women need to be heard more than others. Some women need to be touched. It's different for everybody, but ultimately showing your affection in a way that you know is activating her, which you can tell because women who are always like cuddling on you, they need touch and affection. And if you're being cold and distant, she's going to feel like she's not getting that love from you.
Is a woman or anyone's love language the language that they also give off?
100%.
So if somebody gives gifts constantly,
Yeah,
you
better buy her
need to-
something
you
nice.
need to in return do the same thing, right? So your language we talked about is time. That's a big one right there with you. So if I don't appreciate your time, it's almost as if I'm not loving you properly.
100%. So if we're sitting at dinner and you're on the phone with your buddy,
Yeah, got it. And I try not to do that. I even say, oh, I hate to do this, but I have to do it real quick. And I make it fast. You notice that.
he does.
Okay, so love and appreciate. I got a lot of them. You ready? We're going on the next one, okay?
All right, let's go.
To feel supported.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Okay, interesting. Many of my Hollywood friends, they don't support their girlfriends because it's all about me, I, and they expect the support to go to their side. Meaning, so the girls stay in the
Yes.
relationship because, oh, that's a Hollywood dude and he's got that power and I'm seen as +1. That's awesome.
And
But-
that's why a lot of people in Hollywood end up divorced.
Oh, over and over again.
And she takes it all.
So how do two people that have two prominent positions, how does the guy or the partner show support if he's not even supporting himself properly?
That's a real problem.
Yeah.
So it all goes back to self-love and self-care. So if you're not taking care of yourself, it's impossible for you to support and help the other person.
So what happens if you and we have an office?
Mhm.
Okay, you and I work, who knows where, right? We're in a city, we're in an office. And you realize that, Ken, I can do everything I'm doing at the office. No one comes to see me. I can do it at home.
Mhm.
And you actually say, I will have a better lifestyle if I'm at home. Now we're business partners as well as romantic partners. Now, what happens if I internalize as the guy saying, I don't support this, or this is going to bring chaos to the environment, but you think it's going to be better for you and for us? How do you support something like that?
That's a weird situation that I think it usually happens in reverse where the woman doesn't want the guy hanging around the house all the time.
No, the woman wants to go back
But-
to the house, especially in this COVID time. I've noticed a lot of women that have said, you know what, I work at home now because now they're coming back to the office. It's like,
Right.
I was more effective at the home.
But what I'm saying is, in the past,
Yeah.
women usually who were in the home didn't want the guy hanging around the home all the time
Right.
because they was there up in their business more. But what you're saying, yes, the way to support would be that they have to accept and understand and have compassion for that situation to help serve their partner in a better way. So
Got
if
it.
it makes their partner happier, makes them better, even if it's a discomfort for a while,
Mm.
you gotta kind of.
So if the guy wants the wife back in the office, hire a sexy secretary.
No.
Oh, no, that won't work. Okay.
No.
All right,
Don't
moving
do
on.
that.
Don't do that. It's horrible. Okay, next.
Hire the most unattractive secretary.
To feel like she is beautiful in his eyes.
Yes. That's going back to having the photo on the phone.
But here, what's interesting is us guys always want you to feel beautiful. We just don't know how to say that. Because I've noticed something. I might say, honey, you look beautiful. And then you would actually say something like, yeah, but as I get old, no, but I appreciate what you're saying. As I get older, what happens when my age catches up to me and I don't look beautiful like I do now? Right? And what I said was, beauty is number 4 on my list of why I love you. Do you remember the 3 others?
Intelligent.
Intelligence.
That was number
Wit,
1 for me. Oh yeah.
and imagination.
Yes.
Looks is 4.
I know, but it's still up there. It's still top 5. What
Five
happens-
is
What
'cause you
happens
can
if I'm driving down the road and a car and my face and it,
I know you'll figure it out. You'll laugh about it and you'll imagine something even better. 1, 2, and 3.
The eye of the beholder.
What was that?
The eye of the beholder. You'll always see her as beautiful.
She always says, oh, I look crappy today. It's my worst day. Don't put me on camera. And I look at her and go, you are radiant. You're beautiful.
I don't always say that.
No.
Here's what happens. I just wake up in the morning. My hair is literally like this.
I get it.
Okay, I got sleep lines right here, right? And I probably forgot to take off my mascara on one eye, so it's too much here. And I'm like this. And Ken goes, look, Sandy so-and-so wants to say hi to you. And I'm like,
I like FaceTime, okay? And she always
I'm
looks
like,
great.
hello. And tell him about your specialty and show him how branding works. And I'm like, branding is really great if you take care of yourself. No.
Okay,
That's
next one. To feel that the love between her and him is growing stronger and deeper over time.
Yeah.
This goes back to investment
That
too,
goes
right?
to growing together as well.
Because what a man wants, if you remember, was he wants to make sure the woman's in it for the long run. We brought that up, right? You're in it for the long run.
Yes.
For the woman, it's not just the long run, it's even now. Right now, it's growing stronger. It's growing deeper right now. Where the guy's going way out here.
Women are into romance and femininity and being loved and cherished and made to feel like they are the queen. So you got to keep that going.
Well, but it's not about having a good time. It's about the investment we're doing right now is really for us moving forward, no matter what.
Right.
Got it. Okay. Are these right so far?
You're good.
Okay. To feel safe knowing that her man is guiding both of them into a better future.
Yeah.
This is interesting,
That
right?
goes back to leading. So you remember our activity from last week? Hey, who here tried the activity last week where you're with your partner?
That was crazy.
and you growled or purred or like, and then the guy got like the whole thing.
No one did.
You know what they did. They just
It
want
was
to tell you.
crazy.
That was an awesome exercise.
It was a crazy exercise. I'm not sure if you guys remember it. You're supposed to go on a date for 2 hours. That's it. And at no point in time you could ever complain or compliment regarding no, you couldn't talk
Couldn't talk.
at all.
No, you could talk.
You could talk,
just couldn't talk about he's doing it wrong or I
All
don't like
right.
this.
And if he was doing it right, you would go, the woman would go like
And
purr.
be affectionate.
And if he was doing it wrong, yeah, that would, whoever did it,
Try
great
it.
job. That's a lot. That's
didn't do it.
ballsy.
Should try it. It's awesome. It works.
To grow together as a couple, rather than one person improving and the other one getting better without the other one growing too.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah, got
This
it.
one's really interesting. So I was in the
Can you-
Tony Robbins
can you
world for a
repeat that?
while.
Wait,
And
Can you repeat that?
basically, one grows and the other is stagnant.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
one grows, like doing self-help, doing personal development, maybe even focusing on their business, of learning new things, whatever that growth is. It means you're expanding your brain, you're learning, you're growing.
I'll give
okay?
you a great example. A great example real quick for me is Way of a Superior Man. I read it. As I was reading it, she was reading it also. So we were doing it together, even though it wasn't something, it was written for the guy, but then she translated it for her to understand. You even said you cried reading it.
Yeah.
Okay, your example.
But what I'm saying is I was part of Tony Robbins' world for a while, and I got to connect and hang out with his elite group, his platinum partners. And I would ask them, you know, what's it like being in the group? What have you seen? What are the biggest pitfalls that people go through doing Tony Robbins stuff? And it kept coming up time and time again that partners who go into it together end up staying together and things are good. Partners where one stays home and one participates always end up in disaster.
Mm.
And I started keeping track of that by watching other people I knew once who would come, like a woman would go on her own to the Tony Robbins event, and then the husband would stay behind, or vice versa. And after a few months to a year,
Sure enough.
they always divorced. It was like guaranteed. It was almost like a game. We're like, oh, her husband didn't come. I can't even tell you. You people know people who I know who are doing self-help who have divorced because of that.
So in this,
So
in the
it happens.
personal development space, you really like.
You need to grow together. So if one person is actively pursuing to heighten themselves and better themselves, and their partner is not, you're going to go like this.
So what happens if one partner says, I really want to get into this type of meditation, and the other one says, "Eh, it's not really for me. What do you do?"
Well, as long as that partner is still growing, it doesn't have to be the same thing.
Okay, good.
So if
Got it.
he's like, oh, you're going to do meditation, I want to learn about, being a better investor, whatever it is, they have to be growing together, even if they're growing in a little bit of a different direction, as long
Okay.
as they're still growing.
So next one's kind of in sequence with this. Going in the same direction. Example is having same goals and dreams or plans for the future.
Yeah, that's important. That goes along also with how you raise your children. So you have to be in agreement on that
Oh,
for it to
God,
be
yeah.
fully successful. Because if one of you thinks your kid's going to be homeschooled and the other one wants to send your kid off to a boot camp,
Well, they call it boarding school. It wouldn't be boot camp.
I think it
But
should be a boot camp.
but-
Boarding school.
like, for example, we've been living in Bali now for 4 months, and we're saying, you know what, this is a good place to live 6 months of the year, but we need to get a house. And what we're planning is, and you see the big plan, like this is what the house is going to look like.
I already
as-
know what all the furniture is. gonna
Yeah,
look like. I gotta
furniture and
figure
all
out.
that, yeah, I like that.
And we're
No,
not
but-
getting a bean pool.
A what pool?
A bean pool.
It's a bean pool.
It's a pool. It looks like a bean.
Oh, no. You need a lap pool. Trust me, a lap pool, but cool areas. But
Marble edges.
also where we want to go. Also, here's a great example. What are you doing here?
It's my delicious
We're
pineapple and mint refresher.
what we do is we juice during the day, and at night we have one meal. So we're on the same plan. We work together. So we live life in unison, but obviously we have different goals for each other, what she wants to accomplish and what I want to, but we come together and have that dialogue and expression all the time.
Yes.
But you need to have similar plans. A lot of guys, again, back to my Hollywood douchebag friends, because they are.
I'm going to do this and she's just going to come with me.
Yeah, she is just my side candy or my arm candy, and I don't care what her plans are. We also see this with a lot of very wealthy people, where they want to date somebody that they could just take with them.
Yeah, that doesn't work out so well.
Yeah, and by the way, most of my friends that do that have a tendency to cheat on them.
So I'm friends with Cheryl and Haim Saban. They've been married for over 30 years.
Yeah, Sabans, you know they are mighty.
They're going on 40 years. I think. It's been forever. Anyways,
You know they are. Explain who they are.
so Haim Saban, he started the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So if you guys remember that, the Power Rangers, he became a billionaire because he sold it to Disney for billions of
And
dollars.
then bought it back.
And then he bought it back for a few $100 million because he was brilliant. And now it's making billions again because he's a genius. But his wife, when they got married, she already had children. They got married and had more children, and they stayed on the same path. So they traveled together, they worked in their business together, they grew together, they do all these things. And now, all these years later, like I said, 30, almost 40 years later, they're so happy. They're such a beautiful couple. They're like that look up to couple. He's a little older than she is. I think he's in his mid 70s. She's in her early 60s. But they are like the perfect couple, and they're amazing. But they grow together, and they do. And he supports all the things she wants to do. She started a little jewelry company, Blowing Glass, and he's supportive, and she supports the things he does, and she travels with him, and they make their schedules work, and they're really quite lovely.
Baby, next one. Do you know the code of my phone?
I not only know the code to your phone, it's face activated with my face.
Do I know the code of your phone?
Of course you do.
Right. So the next one is be able to trust him. You need to be able to trust him. Now, this goes deeper than knowing codes to each other's phones and Facebooks and all that. This is, can go out, get this, and you can trust him as long as you give him a great
Picture.
yeah,
Give him a picture
description.
of what you want.
Or
Descriptions
if
don't always
something
work.
happens to you, you trust that your partner can take care of the situation. So it's not just trust around his genitalia.
Yeah.
it's trust around life,
Absolutely.
right?
That if I go into a coma, he's not going to pull the plug early.
Well, we have to talk about that, okay? We haven't really ever, I've had that conversation with you about me
Yeah, no, he wants me to pull it right away.
fairly quickly, you know, coma, I just don't feel good laying down all the time. But let's go after the first. Trust is the obvious, and that is being loyal.
Hmm.
The word loyal means, because cheating today has many different definitions, because obviously when I was young and when cars started with the key and you would actually drive.
Oh my God, that's so true. Isn't that crazy?
When cars started,
We used
when
to
you
take a
when you had to
key.
roll down a window of a car. Okay, back then cheating means
Like this.
you
roll
had
down the window.
sex with somebody.
Yes.
Today, texting could be seen as sex, right?
Sexting.
Sexting or sending nude pictures to somebody or having something that displaces your center of the world, your partner, with somebody else, that can be perceived as cheating.
Emotional.
Yeah.
cheating, Yeah.
So unless that's defined in the relationship, because
Yeah, some people are cool with that. They're like, you
They're-
can emotionally cheat all you want, just don't put your penis anywhere.
right. But the question is, those parameters need to be established. That dialogue needs to be established.
Mhm.
Because otherwise, if you go outside that spectrum, it's got to be corrected. Now, guys, I have to tell you, we are dogs, okay? And dogs every once in a while will sniff another dog's ass. We know it, okay? The question is, you got to let that dog know no more ass
The
sniffing,
girls are
okay?
like,
Saying, I know how dogs are, okay?
Yeah.
I have a feeling also, as a man gets more secure in the relationship, they almost are like, you know what? I feel good. Oh, that girl thinks I'm good looking. And they might approach it the wrong way, meaning because their confidence, because like, for
are you
example,
explaining about when guys are just stupid and they're flirting with a woman and they don't even realize it?
flirtation of an idiot.
Oh yeah, guys are so stupid sometimes. Okay, so Ken is at the restaurant, right? And there's this like sweet waitress and she's so nice. And Ken's like asking her questions, talking to her. And I go,
Baby, she thinks you're flirting with her. He goes,
what? What? No, I'm not flirting with you. She's like,
yeah. And he goes, oh, and he stops talking to me. It's hilarious.
I don't know.
so I brought this up with our friend here.
When
And
they
as
start
I'm
playing
saying
with their
it-
hair, Ken.
Yeah,
when they start
right?
playing with
I
their hair,
don't
Ken.
pay
As I'm
attention.
saying this story, our friend, she turns and looks at her husband. She's like, and he's like, oh, it's just being nice.
Yeah, I also, one of my problems is I can't see far that well. So when I don't have my glasses on, I kind of gaze and it looks like I'm dazing. I'm like literally staring at somebody
Especially at
and
the
I'm
gym.
not. At the gym, it's like, is that a piece of workout equipment or is that a workout mat or is it a
She's like-
human? Yeah, and I all the time these women come going, hey, what's happening? I go, hey, what's going on? I go, hey, Sandy, see that girl? She was really nice. She thought you were checking her out. I go, I'm not. So I deliberately do a couple of things. When there is perceived hot people around us, I sit with my back against them.
Yeah.
Because I don't want even Sandy to feel like I'm doing something that is taking your trust or your confidence or whatever away from you.
He's really good about it.
I'm very, and you test me.
Yeah.
She
Like, "Hey,
tested
look
it.
at that chick. Her boobs hanging out. I don't know. I can't see her. Right answer.
I am very, was I like that in the past? Hell no. I learned to do that chameleon that could split its one eye the other direction. So I'm looking at you, but you don't know that other eye is checking
He's
out.
taking a selfie, but actually one of her.
Yeah, I used to do that shit. No more because it doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't, it's not like it's you're at that candy store where you could sample everything. You just can't do that in the real world anymore, okay? Next. Actually, I'd like you to read this one.
To be able to relax into her feminine self, knowing that he's the man and he's, get you right here. He's the man and he is the one wearing the pants in the relationship. How about that one?
Really? Relaxing the feminine?
Yes, that one's
Okay.
correct.
But you
But
like
just
it.
remember,
I know you're in charge. I get it.
Yeah,
I
there you
get it,
go.
I
See,
get
he
it, I
said
get
it. I
get
didn't have to
I get
say
it,
it.
I get it.
he can think he is, but
No,
he
no, no,
knows
no,
who's really
no,
in
no. I know that you put me in charge.
there you go.
I know that.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you saying, Teddy? Teddy's saying something. Teddy's saying something. I want to know what it is. What was that, Teddy?
Well, we're just trying to clarify what you're saying. Zoe's like, that's huge.
So for the woman to be able to relax in her feminine and to know the man's wearing the pants, I think the masculine and feminine wear the pants in different ways. Like,
Absolutely.
yes, feminine leads energetically, right? We're like the weather, and the man is the one to take the leadership and like lead us in the direction.
Yes.
I'm not gonna let the house crumble. I won't do that. I could care less if the upholstery doesn't match. Okay, I will make sure that I will bring the food home. I ain't gonna cook it. You know, I'm just doing metaphorically, right? No, but I'm basically saying I will do the things to where you go, we're safe. Let me now fix all that crap that you brought to make it so it's worth something.
Yes, exactly. That makes more sense than
Not really, not really. I'm sorry. Okay, but yeah.
Yes,
But-
Zoe.
But being in the feminine goes back to security, meaning the woman goes, I get it. I don't have to worry about these things because now I can be me. Because if you don't bring in the money, or let's just say the relationship is your responsibility is to bring in the money. Let's just say it is. In ours, it's not. It's we split. But if I fail at that, you go, damn, what do we do now? We have to keep the power on. We have to make sure we could still have the house, and the woman goes in the masculine then to protect.
Yes.
So if the masculine man does not protect, the feminine woman does not exist in her feminine. Does that make
Correct.
sense? Yes,
Yes,
Zoe.
can I add one more thing? Okay, cool. So the security also though transitions over to like feeling secure emotionally with the masculine. That's huge.
Absolutely. This goes back to the security of what we just talked about. Not staring at other chicks, right? Putting my back, making sure she's the center of my universe. Every second I breathe, she's the center of my universe. So absolutely, and you know that I believe this.
Oh, 100%.
And
I'm
you feel
talking.
so safe in your feminine, right? Yeah, because also when you're present like that, Ken, I'm sure Sandy, you can unfold in all of your expression because he's that anchor in that rock.
It's
Yes.
so interesting, and you could see it subconsciously. And what I mean by that is when she is super, super, super comfortable, she sleeps differently with me. What I mean by that is she is all over me, like her arms on top of me, her legs on top of me. When she is not comfortable, she's on her own side. I mean, it's a very interesting indicator. It's just how you sleep, and it's subconscious.
Yeah, I have major tells. It's
Oh.
really easy
I
to
think-
read me.
I think many people are like that.
When I'm singing in my
Happy.
feminine flow, when I'm not,
Okay, next.
you're in trouble.
To always have open communication without the need of hiding anything from one another. Unless it's my birthday and you're doing a birthday party for me, you can do it,
There you
okay?
go.
But there
exactly.
are certain things that you're hiding because it's gonna benefit the relationship, but not white lying.
Yeah, no white lies. White lies don't work.
So here's my challenge with you. And I'm gonna bring it up, not throwing you in the bus. When I say something to you and I'm saying it through your observation, you turn it into something that's a negative. If I say, you look tired.
Oh God, don't you hate that?
Yeah, but if
What are
you
you
do
trying to
look tired,
say? I don't
no,
look
what do you
good.
say? No, you say, oh, I look old.
I'm right there with you, Sandy. I hate it.
I hate
I know
that.
that,
Women
but-
hate that shit. Don't do
So
that.
what do you say then if you don't look rested? If you don't look like you're in your, because you would say to us, you say to me all the time, Ken, you look tired, go take a nap. Okay. So where's the double standard on this? How do you fix this then? Because if you're not looking the way you should, you look tired, you need to relax or whatever. We're trying to give you like that opportunity.
You know, you could
Lead
say,
her to bed. Let's
You
go take a
cannot.
nap.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
say
yeah.
Let's go
anything.
take a nap.
you know what you say? You know what? I sense you could use a rest right now.
Oh, God.
You don't need to say you look anything because women are about the visual.
All
We
right,
don't
all
want
right,
to
all
look
right, all right,
tired.
fine.
We don't look bedraggled.
Fine.
And we don't want to look like wretches when you put us on the phone first thing in the morning.
Okay. The next one,
Rat is like, don't even get me started. I
The-
wake up at 6 a.m. to blow dry my hair for this call.
the next one is you need to be able to laugh. And I just want to give you an image from this weekend. This is us doing face masks together.
Okay, so we're
And-
doing this face mask, and they got so tight because we were drawing, we couldn't move our mouth. And then Ken made me laugh, so I laughed
and then I like cracked the mask, and then you watch the forehead part go and shatter into like a
But,
bajillion
but
pieces.
even the process of putting the face mask on.
Oh my
it
God, we're
was-
laughing so hard.
I didn't want to do it. I'm just gonna let you
You
know.
were such a trooper.
But it was so
He
much
needed
fun doing it, right? And I think what happens is many of us guys are the mask and have a tendency to go, come on. And if we just allow ourselves to try it a little, it's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
It really is. And I think most of us need to bring our wall down. Okay. And just kind of accept. Now, if you go, hey, put on my bra and panties, I'm not going to be doing crap like that. Okay. There is a line that will not be crossed. But
I've worked my way around that though. Remember that video we did for Shaheen?
oh, that was funny.
He dressed like a girl.
Yeah,
He put
I
on one of
did.
my wigs.
It was
he
odd.
had a
That was,
dress
but there's a
on,
purpose
jewelry,
behind that for the rest of the world to.
Still made it happen.
Okay, now I gotta go to my tree. Okay. To be made to feel special. This actually goes to something you said.
Okay, what did I say?
To be gifted stuff without expectation.
Women love that.
But
So-
but gifting doesn't mean even something. It means something, as in it could be an event. Like I'm gonna blindfold you and I'm taking you somewhere,
Yes,
or
surprises.
right.
We love
Surprises
that.
are really important, and us guys think that. But I always do that. You know, you
No,
should.
don't.
I mean, we always go out to dinner, but it's different than surprising. Like, hey, we need to dress up tonight because I got something really special.
There you go. If you're gonna surprise your woman with an event or an activity, you will stress her out if you don't mentally prepare her. So if you have White River rafting and you don't tell her and she shows up in heels and a skirt, you're like, oh, White River rafting today. And then she's gonna be really pissed because she
Yeah.
couldn't prepare for it. So no matter what your surprise is, you can still mentally prepare for it. So you know what? We're gonna do an activity tonight. You're going to need a swimsuit or something waterproof. You're gonna need sandals and a change of shoes. You're going to need a dress and you're going to need something to pull your hair back. All you have to say, she doesn't know what it is, it's still a surprise, but she's like, I can
So
play.
let me tell you on the guy's side, the way we think the minute we do this.
What's
okay?
your surprise her and throw her in the bus?
No, she's gonna go, oh, she's gonna figure it out, or it's not gonna be a surprise anymore. Or, okay, bring your swimsuit, do this. No, but it's my period.
Doesn't matter, you can talk her into it. You're
Oh,
smart, you have experience with
no.
your woman. Work it out.
But the idea, guys, is, I'm being serious, the period thing's a problem, okay?
Or take her bikini when she's not looking, okay? And then you just have it there. But if
But-
a woman shows up to a thing and there's the stuff she would
I
need
get it.
isn't there, it stresses her out.
But, hey, guys, use the cycle app on your iPhone and just track the cycle so you know when things are up and down too. It also will make a difference on when you plant. Look at Teddy.
It's true.
Teddy,
It's true.
so-
No, he knew,
That's-
he knew I was ovulating before I did this week.
Best decision I've ever made, tracking your partner's cycle.
Yep, yep, that's 100% true.
Because then you don't take it personally. You just know, oh, it's okay. She's in her follicular phase now. Okay.
So true.
Unless you got bioshedding, which messes up a lot of people, a lot of women's periods or cycles are all messed up lately.
But
That's another story.
brilliant, Teddy. That's exactly right. Track that stuff. Know what's happening.
Okay, I want to, we said this earlier, but I want to get back to it. A woman needs to be heard and a woman needs to be seen.
Yes.
Can we define the difference and why they're both very important? Now, you want to be seen,
Yes.
which is really important. Being heard is important, but being seen to you is more important. Explain why.
So when a woman is seen, that means you recognize that she is there, that she's doing things, that she's in love with you, that she exists, that she's the center of your universe. So to see a woman is to give her a gaze, to stare at her, to compliment her on her radiance. It doesn't have to be her physical beauty. You're so beautiful. Your eyes are so big. It could be, you look gorgeous tonight. I love the way you did your hair. That is the most wonderful dress on you. Or it's just to have
The scene.
her energy, her aura, everything about it. You see it, you acknowledge she's there, and you cherish it. That's to be seen. So a lot of women aren't seen. So a woman will stand in front of your TV when you're watching football to try to talk to you, and you literally don't see her,
Ooh.
nor do you hear her. So now you've just tipped her over the edge
Or-
and she can't stand you.
Or in front of your Bitcoin charts.
yeah,
right. Okay. And
Your
how
Bitcoin.
about how to be heard? What's the noun? Be
So,
seen,
so
be heard.
being heard means you are now you have presence. You're actually focused on what she has to say. So we had talked about last week about having that garbage bag open so a woman can dump into you,
Dump
right?
all the crap in there.
You don't have to remember what she says, especially when it's a verbal diarrhea moment. Just allow her to know that you hear her. So, I hear you. And your focus is on her, you're present. That's really important because the way that women think is if you go back to the caveman days where the men used to have to go out and hunt and the women would stay in the village and build up the village, take care of the children, forage for berries and make the meals and clean the clothes and do everything else in the village. If a woman communicated something to another woman, she knew that the woman was paying attention and she was present. So she could hear it, understand it, and she wouldn't have to repeat it. That was for the survival of the community. I think we discussed, did we talk about berries last week? So if there's a berry on a bush and it's the only berry that can heal a sickness in the village, and one woman says to the next, so she says it to her friend, to a daughter, to a sister, doesn't matter. This is how you find that berry. She's going to give her very specific details. And she knows that the woman is listening to her and mentally recording all of this information. Because if that woman in this time where things are very uncertain got killed by an animal the next day or died of a disease or fell into the river and washed away, and everyone in that village got sick, then the person who relayed the information, the person who received the information, would have to be able to find that berry to save the village.
Because otherwise, and get the exact berry because the other berry is
Exactly.
poisonous.
Because there could be two berries. One could be toxic and one could be healing. And if you get the wrong one, you kill everyone.
Okay.
So it literally boils down to life or death.
So be heard.
So being heard. So when a man isn't listening and she's trying to explain something about what to get at the grocery store or what she's feeling or what's happening in her lives or where they need to take the relationship, and the guy is a little tuned out, doesn't hear her,
Okay.
it's incredibly frustrating to women, and women will then think the men are stupid.
Okay. Now this one, I have to retranslate it because I know Zoe's going to be up my ass on this one. So I have to be very careful on how I say this.
All right.
She needs you to lead.
Yes.
Okay, Zoe, are you okay with that?
Yes.
Zoe? Okay.
I agree. I
Okay.
need him to lead.
Okay.
Yes.
Explain.
So when a woman is leading, she in turn is in her masculine.
Yep.
And that's not her organic state. Unless she's like, if it's a gay relationship and it's two women and one is the masculine,
Yeah.
that's a different story because you have the masculine, you have the feminine. It goes for men as well. You have the
Amen too.
masculine and a feminine, right? So the feminine, to be absolute feminine and to live in a state of flow and to be free and to be that beautiful creature that the masculine adores, that flowing, singing, happy, joyous, humorous, intelligent, creative energy. The woman needs to be free of having to lead. So we're going to go this way. You got to go that way. We're going to make this decision. This is how it's going to be. The women can't have that responsibility if they want to be in their absolute feminine essence. So if the man is the one who's going to lead, then it doesn't mean he has to make all the decisions because we know that's not the case, but he has to some way lead to make her feel safe enough and relaxed enough to be free flow.
All right. Our next one is
Did you want to add something to that,
anyone?
Zoe?
Oh no, we're just conversing. There's like
What did you say?
I find it more interesting that it's a quarter to 11. You guys are still having dinner. That's okay.
We had a really late, our schedule's all wonky.
Yeah,
That's all good. Okay, this one might be a challenge for many guys. They need to have intuition and empathy.
Yeah.
As a listener, I wanted to add that. As a listener, not guys, we don't have the best intuition. I already know that. Okay, we might have it for in work or stuff, but intuition when it comes to, is that person a real jerk? A woman is able to pick that out a lot faster than a guy in most
Oh, yeah.
cases, right?
Oh yeah, but she's picking up on all the other
Cues,
signals,
right.
things. Yeah.
But when we are an empathetic listener, an intuitive listener, we are listening. We're not hearing. We are really listening. We want to know what you're saying.
But that goes into being present.
But wait a second. When you say I'm having a bad day, let me tell you what a guy does. Hey, Teddy, you having a bad day? Great. On a scale of 1 to 100, How bad is it? Oh, it's an 87. Okay, Teddy, what's going on if it's an 87? And blah, blah, blah. I go, Teddy, that sounds like a 42. Yeah, maybe it's not that bad, but we're very bam, bam, bam. A woman says, are you having a bad day? Is it 1 to 100? Where is it bad? 100 is bad. You go 10,000. Say, you're off my scale. I don't know how to measure that. You went outside and it's difficult for us guys.
But you don't know how it
I know, and that's where it gets hard. Because if we are trying to be empathetic, you almost at times are going past where our meter reads.
Yep. Welcome to the world of being a woman. And that's why you love us, because of our creativity and our flow and our femininity. And we have
I
those
do.
feelings and
I
those
do.
emotions. And
I
that's
do.
what makes us so amazing.
And now this one, we're almost done, by the way. We're hitting the time perfectly. Understand the nuances of the content and construct. The way you say something. I notice when you do this, or when you clench your knees, which you do, you clench your knees. And it's not just when we're watching a movie and it's scary, right? You clench. Those are nuances that are nonverbal that are really important.
Oh, yeah.
And I realized in my last relationships, it's almost like, oh, so what? And I just blew it off.
Mhm.
But I realized it's such a nonverbal tell. It's definitely, it's loud.
Yeah.
So watching those nuances of how you are so important. I don't think most guys pay attention to that.
But that goes back to being seen. If you're not
that's-
seeing your woman, you aren't going to notice when those nuances happen, when she's in flow state and when she's tight.
Okay,
Which actually I have to add something to that.
what's that?
One of the worst things you can do as a man or the masculine to your feminine partner is when they're angry or upset,
Oh, I know what this one is. Leave them alone.
touch them.
Don't do that.
When you touch a woman who is angry or irritated with you, it literally feels like fire and acid on her skin. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about? Would you agree? When you're really mad and someone touches you, it's like
Yeah.
burns. You're like, and I mean really mad, not like I'm just upset right now. No, I mean mad. So guys, if your woman is really irritated, don't just, oh, come on, let's talk about it. She needs time to
Well, that's interesting.
process and
Okay,
reset
okay,
herself
okay.
before she's welcome and open to being.
This has
feminine.
nothing to do with anger, but it has something to do with what you just said, and that is,
Value personal space. Exactly.
okay, but let's
Exactly.
explain that. Let her have her own underwear drawer. Don't commingle. Bathroom times. Really understand that, okay? Matter of fact, I think most of the time we've had separate bathrooms.
Yeah, here we have like 7 bathrooms.
I know, but we have separate bathrooms, and I think it's really vital for a relationship to, if you have to share one bathroom, understand that space is yours. And if anything, I need maybe a warrant to even go there, right? From the government that I can even go over there. But that's your space. You know, the way your dresses are hung up, that's your space.
Yeah.
And not just that, when you're working and you go, I need time, that's your space.
Yeah.
And I recognize that you and I might spend a lot of time together, but spending time apart is really vital for the growth of the relationship.
100%. Independence, you need it too. You
But
need a
here's the
reset
issue with
time.
you.
Why do I have the issue?
FOM, phone, fear of missing out, you,
Uh-huh.
FOMO. If I go, hey, I'm gonna go out, you always go, okay, go ahead. What are you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna do this. You go, oh, but I wanna go.
It's because you always, okay, hold on. Let's back up.
Oh,
I'm gonna go out. Oh, where are you gonna go? I'm just gonna walk around and go to a coffee shop and just, the one we always go to and just sit there and do some work.
Oh, okay. No. This is Ken. Where are you going?
I'm gonna check out the newest waterfall on the other side of the island and it's so amazing. I wanna go to the waterfall.
yeah, but you
Where are
still
you
have all
going?
this
I'm
work to
gonna go
do.
snorkeling in the most beautiful water ever. Where are you going? I'm gonna go check out this hottest spot in all of Dubai. It's amazing. The views are mind blowing and it costs like 80 grand to just get in it. Where are you going? I'm gonna go to the
Okay,
coolest
they
restaurant.
got
in
your
town.
point. I don't do anything that's normal, ever. I will never do
So,
anything that's common.
Strange
Ever.
that I would have FOMO when it's always so obviously stupid to go out with you.
But then I get in trouble because then I don't tell her what I'm just gonna go out. Where are you going? Oh, maybe down the street.
Oh yeah, and then he's like, I was on the beach and I saw a guy with an otter. It was a pet otter, and I got to hold it and I got to swim with it.
It's a, but you have your personal space.
Oh yeah,
So what do I do
I
then?
saw a
That's
cockroach.
Yeah, you killed it too. Actually, the dog killed it. What do I do in that situation? Because I'm always against a tough spot.
Exactly. So you need to plan better. Let's just put it that way. Plan it better. When I went to the beach, I wore a blindfold. I saw nothing.
It's so true. I see, guys, I never do anything normal. If you know me, it's always going to be amazing. Always, no matter what. And you hate that. My daughter was here. She goes, I can't stay here all the time because you're always doing something that's amazing. I know, it's just us.
You did.
Okay, here's a
Her
few.
grades dropped 2 levels.
I just found that out. My daughter went from an A+ down to like a low B, C,
Yeah, like it.
just by being here a month and a half. Okay, here are a few don'ts. Those are do's. I got 3 don'ts. Okay, first one. Actually, I'm gonna have you read it.
Don't make Sandy read from your phone all the time.
No.
I'm sorry, I missed that one.
Oh, Helix is calling. I'll call him later. Okay, let's do it again.
Not making her feel important enough to you.
Okay, fine. I just wrote it out real fast. When she does not feel like she's the center of the universe.
Yeah.
When she is dropped and all of a sudden the dog or the computer or the football
The
or
job.
whatever, the job, the ex-wife,
Ooh.
the ex-wife has become more important. The kids. This is a tough one, right? A lot of guys go through this process where, hey, I have 2 kids and I also have Sandy. Which one, if she needs something and they need something, which one's most important? This kind of is the oxygen mask on the plane situation, okay? They always say you put the oxygen on yourself first before the kid, right? So here's the way I see it. If my kid's on the phone and Sandy's on the phone and both have dilemmas, I need to solve her dilemma first because she's coming home to me,
He's so smart.
okay? Because my son, I'll be able to fix it, but if she comes home mad, pissed off, all of a sudden my life has just become a living hell.
Unless it's an emergency, of course.
Yes, but if it's a living hell now, I now have hell beyond once you get home and everything's repaired. So I want to make sure you are always the center, always, okay? So what I'm saying, don't ever make you feel like you're not the center.
Yes.
Always, okay?
Yes.
You're always the
Because-
center.
In the long run, the kids are going to grow up and ignore you and go and have their own lives and do all kinds of fun things. And your partner is still going to be there.
Okay, I'm going to just say this one. Not making her feel attractive in her presence. Like, you know what? You could wear sweats. You could get sloppy. You could. How many times have you seen guys go like this? You don't need to wear makeup.
Oh.
You don't, even though you love wearing makeup, I've convinced you, or don't do it. I know what you're going to do. Do not go where you're going to go.
Okay, so
I know where you're going to go. And it's not with you, it's with an ex.
yeah. Okay, so
Oh,
Ken had an ex that he would always say she doesn't have to brush her hair because she's so beautiful. She didn't need to do it.
the reason
She
why
needed to brush her hair. She had a rat's nest going
Okay,
on. Like
so
she
it
really,
would take like
really
an
needed to
hour
brush
for her to
hair.
brush her hair. And I realized that
Because she never
didn't-
did it. If she did it every day
Oh.
for 3 seconds, then she wouldn't need an hour to brush it. She would just
Okay.
need 3 seconds. So he tried that with me.
It didn't work, thank
It
God.
didn't work. He was like, you don't need to do so much to look so nice, which was
Okay.
curl my hair, fix my eyelashes. And
Wait,
I was
wait, wait.
like,
Last
don't
one,
tell me
last
what
one.
to do.
'Cause
I'm
you-
gonna do this on purpose
Last
because I
one.
like the way it makes me feel.
Last one,
That's just what we're talking about.
last one. Do not do that right there.
Oh yeah, don't lose your identity in your relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, oh, we're the same. We're in the same pajamas at night. We're in the same sweaters. All of a sudden,
We
what's
like the
going?
same thing. We have the same friends. We think
Oh,
the
you
same
want to
thoughts.
see
We
either
are-
a unhappy life in the
Mr.
future?
Roboto,
Yeah.
Mrs. Roboto.
All right. So that's my list. I want to go to Jared's question. What is sexy to you?
Is that Jared's question?
Right, Jared? What is sexy?
No, I posted a blog post about sort
Oh.
of, it's something about sort of answering that question.
Oh, what is sexy? I thought you were asking a question. I didn't see the
But
actual.
feel free to answer the question. What is sexy to
What is
you?
sexy to you?
What is sexy to me? Well, it depends. Is it my sexy or is it his sexy?
What's the
That's
guy,
the
what's,
question.
what do you find sexy in a man?
Well, we already know it's
The voice. Ooh.
The deep voice, 100%. Being the protector and serving. So when a
Mm.
man is, here's an example. I'm walking down the street and I have a beautiful handbag and I see other men coming towards me. If my man grabs my arm in a strong way and leads me in another direction, that is so sexy. Like I felt like he just
I do that
protected
often.
me and took me out of harm's way. Even if those other guys are completely harmless, we don't know that as women. They could totally be creepy and grab my bag and run. We don't know. No judging, but we have to judge just for our survival. And when the man does this whole grab and lead, that is so damn sexy.
I do that all the time.
No,
Hello.
stop it. Yeah, pretty much. Super
I always make sure that this is an interesting little debate we have back and forth. So if there is a narrow passage and we only can go in single file, do I go behind her or in front of her? And she goes, you always want to be in front of me. And I actually see it differently. I want to go behind because now I can see what's going on in front of us and I could protect from anything that's happening behind us. So I take a different approach. She goes, you always want to be in front. And I don't agree with that.
I don't say you always want to be in front.
Yeah, you have. You
They
said,
said
please
you
don't.
want me in front.
I always want you in front so I can protect you from both sides.
Yes, and I like to sometimes be behind because I don't want to fall off the cliff first.
Yeah, well, it's generally in a mall. And this way you're scouting. I go, oh shit, she's looking at the really expensive store now. Hey, honey, look at the ice cream over there.
But
I got to divert her.
what ends up making me feel unsafe is when it's that situation where we're in a new place and I'm in the front and he's behind and I feel like he's supposed to be protecting me, but I turn around and he's doing this.
No, I do that. I do. I got to get some good Insta photos. Okay, thanks, Zoe. I saw facial
Yeah.
expressions there. I saw that.
Bad news.
All right,
for
let's
him.
do this.
Oh, Insta photos.
It's
Yeah.
Insta. Come on.
No, I'm just like,
Fall into like a hole.
there's so much here.
Any other last questions before we bid you all adieu?
There's my hand. Saying bye. Yes, Mighty Paul.
Unmute, 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 unmute.
Not a question, more of a comment. You know, I think sometimes we men get to go back to what you were saying, Ken, sometimes you just can't read things, what you see in front of you. I think sometimes it's actually really sexy when a woman can admit that somebody looks beautiful, like, look, she looks hot. But we get in trouble by saying, yeah, what do you mean she
Oh, you know
looks
what?
hot?
We have really good
Yeah.
communication. Sandy feels, you know why? It goes back to security.
Mhm.
She knows I'm not looking at her to lust over her. I'm looking at her, she's a beautiful woman. Check her out, right? Because she knows she's at the center of my universe. I'm not going to ever destroy that. So we can
So
look
true.
at art around us all the time because she has 100% confidence in me loving her. But by the way, I want her to tell me if that guy looks great. Because what I look at, I go, yeah, he does have good abs. Oh, look at his arms. And I almost like want to mimic something she might see that I want to put in myself, what he's wearing maybe, or whatever. And I'll ask questions because otherwise I have nothing else to judge something on unless she tells me.
Yeah. Another thing with that is it is okay for guys to ask their woman to let them know. So if they're not able to read something that she's doing or understand what she's doing, it's okay to say, you know what? I have a really hard time knowing when you're wanting me to do X, Y, and Z. Can you just tell me? Or how should I know when you do X, Y, and Z? And then she'll go, oh, well, when I make this face, or, when I ignore you, that means I'm mad at you.
Got it.
Oh, but then pay attention because you hear her and you see her. So when you see that, you go and you can ask, are you mad at me right now? Because you're doing X, Y, and Z and you had said, and then she'll confirm it. Yep, pissed right now.
Got
Or,
it.
no, not at all.
Zoe, you wanted to say something? I saw some hand.
No, I was just these are like spirit fingers. I'm like celebrating that.
Well,
So
guys,
fun.
I really appreciate you sharing time with us and hanging out with us. Obviously, the topics are different every week. And this was a fun one. This was a fun one for all of us. And we live what we're talking about. We really do. We live this. And if it doesn't work one day, I'll tell you. Okay. But we want to thank all you guys.
She will tell you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. And we'll see you all next week. Okay.
Thank you guys. That was
Bye
amazing.
all. Bye. Bye.